Division number 1. Let's go ahead and introduce the players in the top left-hand position as the blue Zerg. He's been really on top of his macro today, but wasn't able to keep up last game. It is Dongraegu.
And the bottom left, representing TSL as the red Terran, we have Polt. Polt, who used to be on Prime. Can you remember back that far? Polt used to be Polt Prime, and then went to TSL, and now has become one of the main anchors along with Symbol, like Revival, Sniper, all these other people. Oh, sorry, Sniper's on MVP. All these great players on TSL, and it's just so cool to watch Polt be able to play at that kind of scrappy level. We talked about Masa being able to come back from behind. Polt is the king of being able to do that, just because he's awesome at being able to be scrappy. You saw how he was able to multitask his way back into the game, and DRG is supposed to be known for multitasking. So that kind of, and the decision-making, like being able to come back in time, placing the sensor tower, just the positioning of his tanks, knowing that DRG is going to set up a flank, right? That's like metagame of all metagames. Yeah. DRG loves to flank, so I'm just going to set my positions of a tank a little bit rounder, so I know that if he tries to go for the surround, he's not going to get it.
Yeah, and DRG probably went into the worst position possible. Like, it's literally like, oh, I see 5 Marines from afar. Let's go get them. The army is probably all around him. And then you have, like, 20 snipers directly around you, which are, of course, those siege tanks. They're just raining hell on you. That was the coolest thing ever. And obviously DRG went into a minefield. That's what that was. But over here on Whirlwind, we have a build from the Terran that I would have been doing since the get-go against someone like DRG. He is going command center first. It is kind of awkwardly positioned, but this is actually to not give away anything. And already DRG says, "Oh, you're not over here in the mid left or the bottom left-hand position. I'm going to go to the bottom right."
Yeah, that's a little bit of an unfortunate series of events.
Yeah, because if I'm Zerg in this position, I actually say to myself, oh, there's no chance my opponent goes anything but command center first.
Right.
I mean, anything else would be silly. You get a barracks in the beginning, it's like, well, trust me, the map's big enough that you can go like 2 command centers first and then get your Marines out. But
2 CZ before barracks?
Yeah, that would be so sick, dude.
That's really disgusting. Yeah. How can anyone ever get away with that?
Nah, it's not practical. Yeah. But in this game, I mean, DRG unfortunately is going to miss out his opponent, or maybe not. Nope, he's going to miss out his opponent.
Does he know? I don't know, man. This Overlord is very indecisive with this.
No, look at the Q, man.
Oh.
It's going to the bottom right.
Well, DRG, I guess he's just going to take this Q to play up normally as well. He does scout also in the top right that his opponent's not there. So his first Zerglings might poke in to see the bottom right, but then he's going to be a little bit confused. And it's like always that awkward moment where you go back your scouting paths and like, where did I miss? And then he's going to realize the bottom left.
Super unfortunate.
It happens to me all the time, man. When I scout on 4-player maps and I always like poke in, I'm very greedy. And like I think I see nothing being mined. And then I move out and then I realize I didn't scout it and it was there the whole time. And then I complain, like, I'm like, oh, as I'm going to the last possible spot, like the 3rd spot, I'm like, scouting pattern luck, GG. And then like as I go to the 3rd spot, I realize he's not there and he was in the 1st spot. And I'm like, wow.
Wow.
I complained for no reason. My luck was actually good. My skill was not.
Anyway, we can already see that Polt is shaping up to do some sort of Marine Hellion type build. Ooh, 2nd factory going down here. So this is probably indicative of something like Blue Flame Hellion in this early game stage. Why get 3 barracks? He could be doing a set of different all-ins from here. Could be Marauder play, could be just Marine Marauder and he wants to go into a very heavy mech play directly after this, or he could be sticking on Bio. The ranges are pretty large, but the fact of the matter is he will be doing some sort of early mid-game aggression. Yeah, I mean, we can expect him to be pushing out with like something plus 10 Hellions and then a group of Marines and Marauders.
Yeah, it's gonna be a huge attack from Polt, and I do think you're right. I think it is gonna be mass Bio plus Hellions. I don't know if he can afford the Blue Flame upgrade because he's still on 2 gas and you need to squeeze in Stim somewhere there. Or if he's just going to bypass Stim and try to go for Blue Flame, that's an option. But either way, the gas flexibility is not that high for Polt right now.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, good wall off just in time to prevent the Zerglings from running in. That was actually quite like a spur-of-the-moment decision.
So he's not going Blue Flame, by the way. He's not going to do that at all, just going mass Marauders from here. So this will be
Just
Marauder
mass
Hellion.
Marauder Hellion.
That's it, Marauder Hellion.
Wow.
And this is actually really, really tough to stop Frodan.
Yep.
I mean, unless you have a lot of Spine Crawlers and a ton of Queens and a lot of Zerglings, it's...
Ooh,
one of the
DRG's
toughest
going
things,
double
actually.
Evo Chamber. That's going to be tough, too, because I think he really suspects that Polt's going to be playing Mac because he doesn't have that much vision on anything. His Zerglings that poke up the ramp just see a couple Marines and Hellions. That's very innocent. Polt very cleverly hiding his Marauders at the top of his ramp. Now starts Stim. That's the countdown, guys. So in 3 minutes is when Polt's going to be pushing out. Will DRG be prepared? Things have already been put in motion. The Baneling Nest as well as upgrades, which actually do help significantly, considering that Stim and the upgrades from Zerg will finish at the same time. So that's very nice for DRG.
Still, I mean, DRG, he has a style that revolves around going Queens and Zerglings. That's all he does in this early game stage, right? And when you're actually thinking of the build and you know your opponent is going that composition, you're thinking, okay, well, what are Zerglings really good against? And obviously Bio, but once you actually incorporate only Marauders, they're actually very hardy. Oh, no!
Oh, no!
This is the worst thing. Not only will he lose a lot of economy, he's going to see all those Marauders. Oh my gosh, Dongraegu just made the key blow. Unfortunately for Polt, he actually showed his hand on by letting the supply depots down, and now a ton of Spine Crawlers should just go up. There it is, 3 Spine Crawlers immediately. I think we should have Queens, and not only that, a lot of Zerglings. All he should focus on is defending this one push. If he knows, if he defends this one push, he wins the game. But it's going to be hard, Frodan. Look at how many Hellions are already out in the field.
Polt is just going to move out before Stim because he realizes his hand's been revealed. He doesn't have the time anymore. The Hellion's really getting good shots on the Queens, shooting it down. So many Hellions. Are you kidding me?
But look at the Baneling count, man. The Baneling count can't go unnoticed. And he is on creep, so it will help. He can catch up to those Marauders. Marauders get there, and the Spine Crawlers need to be canceled immediately. Does DRG have it what it takes to stop this all in? It's going to be hard.
Nah, he's going to need a little bit more than this, Andre, because there's so many Hellions and Marauders. They're going straight to the army, using the Marauders to tank a great wall by Polt. Pulling back, DRG supply is crumbling, and he's almost got nothing left to face off again. Polt has so much freedom here. The Banelings that are done morphing are not going to be able to get into position. There's no Spine Crawlers being made.
Oh, no.
Wow, Polt's still able to do this despite DRG scouting at the right time. Zerglings Papa are just dying immediately upon impact. Polt's supply is climbing higher. DRG is going to lose everything as natural. The Banelings are the last shred of hope.
And he does kill a lot of the Hellions.
Oh,
that actually
detonation.
Oh my gosh, that actually helps out and empowers all those Zerglings. He's going to get in here with a couple more. Is it going to be enough for them? More Hellions are going to join up.
Oh no, the Hellion production is just too much. DRG can't keep up. The 2 orbitals from Polt is just too much.
Gosh.
Queen now running down the ramp. Imagine if he was able to help and just whittle down some of these numbers. The Hellion counts are all so low. They're just all about to die. But Polt's able to maximize with such efficiency. Some of these Hellions have 6, 8, 9 kills. These Zerglings from DRG are not going to be able to really gather in mass because creep has also been whittled down as well.
But Frodan, guess what? The Baneling Nest was killed, so it's only Zerglings from here on. That's why there's so many Hellions out in the field. Is this going to be enough? Is this the end of DRG? Nice round, actually. The Hellions aren't able to shoot all the Zerglings effectively. Marauders get cleaned up, but is it going to be enough? I don't know, Frodan.
The +1 really trying to whittle down through the Hellions' defenses, but these Hellions are just cutting so well, and Polt does have more reinforcements coming in. This is just too much. DRG still making units, but he's also losing his inject abilities. His Queen is multitasking as much as he can, sending Queen to every single base. The injects are great, but DRG also doesn't really have any form of stability. This attack is still going non-stop, and I think if the Hellions and Marauders kill this last 3rd base, Andre, that'll be it.
Oh man, actually, it's really tough. Polt right now is getting stronger and stronger with that Hellion count, and the Marauders actually tank quite substantially. You can see that DRG is trying to get the perfect surround, but it's so hard to when you're not attacking on creep. This middle area is perfect. Taking out those creep tumors were the winning thing. Now we can see 2 different sides, but there it is, GG!
Polt takes game number 3 and wins in this best of 3. Winning $150 and going 4-0 to start off NASL Season 4. Great 2-base play and great series played overall. Clutch is dancing somewhere in the studio.
Hey man, you know what? a lot of people would have said Polt was so far ahead that game. There's no way, even if Dongraegu stabilized a little bit, he would have been dead no matter what. No, you know what? That 1-1 that Polt had, or excuse me, the 1-1 that DRG had, actually helps him stabilize a lot more. So he can actually do a lot more damage, counterattacking. That forces the Terran to actually sit back, make a lot more Hellions, just to deal with those Zerglings if he was able to stabilize. But of course he didn't. So DRG will fall 1-2. Polt takes the 2-0 win directly after game 1. That's really awkward.
Well, actually, we have a special guest on the set with us. He obviously roots for Team Polt. Clutch, what did you think of that series, man?
Well, with my little mix-up that I had a while ago that I've actually embraced. You have to, embrace your mistakes sometimes. But it was in the finals, and I introduced Marine King from Team Polt instead of from Team Prime. It was funny because I was up there, and I said it, and I immediately hear DRG and Wani start laughing. And I go, oh, what have I done? So I fixed it real quick. But it was just it was a really funny thing, and it's something in the professional world that if you make a mistake, you embrace it, and you move on, and you make fun of it, really, and that's how you get better. But going back to Polt, I've seen so many of his games in the past, and how he is able to come back, especially against Zerg, is frightening. Frightening. His marine control is so amazing to watch. His spread against Banelings is something that I can't even fathom doing with the mouse yet. But with that ability of spreading his Marines out, especially with so many Banelings coming in, and not giving up against a huge force of Zerglings and Infestors and even Broodlords later on, shows that he is a player that is so smart. And he went to one of the most prestigious schools in South Korea. And so I think that really shows in StarCraft. He can tactfully see the battlefield, moves ahead. And even though he may look behind or be behind, he knows the plan of action that he has concocted, and he sticks to that plan, and that's how he's able to come back.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think Polt, it's just in those moments where you can never count him out. He's a fighter. He's a warrior. And that's what takes to succeed in StarCraft 2. That's what it takes to succeed in the North American Star League. I'm just floored. Andre, do you have anything to add to that?
Both these players are sickos, and Polt was the bigger sicko today.
Just a little bit bigger. Thank you so much, Clutch, for joining us.
Team Polt.
Guys, let's thank the sponsor that made it possible for that game as well, Cooler Master. Special thanks to them, the makers of gaming peripheral and mice, and also cool things like cooler cases and whatnot. Pick yours up at coolermaster-usa.com. When we come back, day wrap-up, we're done. We have a couple of things as well as announcements and all kinds of recaps, prediction funds. More stuff coming up when we return. Don't go anywhere. NASL Week 4 Division 1 wraps up in just a moment.